exist to the human beings because we are on the way to progress. But to the devas, all vibrations exist equally. For example, what we call the worst vibrations, they also mean the same to the devas as the vibrations which we call the best. For us, the human beings, we respond wrongly to some vibrations and we are pleased to call them bad vibrations. And we respond favorably to some vibrations and we like to call them good vibrations and we try to favor them. So for us, the humans, good and bad vibrations exist. For example, in a room there are perfumes. In another room there are rotten eggs and rotten fish and putrefied matter. With something stinking.
For the stink dot.
A fellow like me prefers to call the air in the first room good air and the air in the second room bad air. This good and bad belongs to my behavior which arranged the perfumes and the rotten things in the two rooms. So good and bad does not belong to air. These things belong to us who arranged things in our rooms. So there are many rooms in each house which we call the mind. In some rooms we have perfumes and in some rooms we have rotten eggs and rotten fish. That is our thoughts about others. So to the air there is neither good nor bad because the same atoms construct the substance of the perfumes and the same atoms construct the substance of the rotten eggs and rotten fish. It is we who arrange things well arranged or ill arranged and receive the consequences in the form of perfumes and rotten things. So here the master says, with their heightened vibrations, the devas have vibrations and their rate of vibration. Just as we have sound frequencies, there are 1, 2, 3 vibrations to the Deva kingdom on the cosmic plane, and hence they are produced in terms of the first triangle. The first rate of vibration is called Bhu. The second rate is called Bhuva. The third is called Suva. So in the beginning of any cosmic creation precedes the solar systems, these three mantrams are uttered by the one cosmic Deva whom we can call the Logos. In the Vedas, every day we are expected to meditate upon these three utterances before we do Gayatri. That's why we say Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. That is what we say. The first one means the gross vibration. That is low rate vibration. The second one is the subtler vibration. That is the medium rate. The third one is subtlest vibration, swiftest vibration. They three produce three phenomena. We should start from the third one. The third one produces what we call the phenomena of radiation. The second one produces the phenomena of vibration. The first one produces the phenomenon of materialization. Radiation belongs to what we call light, that is spiritual light, the experience of which we call joy. The second one relates to mental light, which we can experience as the highest realization. But to those who realization, but to those who go into the cosmic level in their meditation, the two experiences become one. Joy and realization have no difference. And The third one is what we call astral light, which we call akasha, which when meditated gives us a dimension of space and time. The two cannot be differentiated. Therefore, it is experienced as space-time. So the devas every moment utter these three mantras, not in the same words but in their own language. For example, if I say, I read the poetry, I read the literature of Goethe, the great poet Goethe. I read only in English, whereas you read in German. Some fellow reads it in French. So the devas utter in their own language, whereas we the human beings utter in words bhur bhuvas suvaha. Our human language differs from the devas language in sounds, just as you utter Goethe and I utter Goethe, and they change the vibrations according to the music which we call the creation. Can you ask a musician why he changes the succession in his playing with the reeds of the piano? He has music in him, and according to that music he is playing on the reeds. And an insect going on the piano can find only the reeds moving up and down, because it cannot have an idea that music is being played by the musician. Imagine ourselves as little insects. Excuse me, not yourself, but me. Imagine that Krishnamacharya is a little insect walking walking on the piano and wondering why these people are laughing. But the devas, they are changing the music, and according to the change of the sound they wanted to produce, they have to change the rate of vibration. So, by doing so, with their heightened vibration, that is, whenever they make the highest vibration, their vibration is heightened. Then we have, all of us will have some effect similar to the effect of the beautiful morning sun. So, the master says, with their heightened vibration and superior knowledge, unite their forces with those of humanity, because we also have our own forces, our force of understanding and force of reason, the force with which we apply our intelligence to understand others and judge others, and to read the books of the masters and help popularizing the name of the masters. These are the forces that exist with us. The devas are having their own forces. They unite their forces with us, then immediately a fellow like Krishnamacharya feels that he is able to help the devas more nowadays, because I belong to the Aquarian age and we belong to an advanced humanity. So the change of rate of vibration is given by the devas, whereas this idiot believes that he is helping the devas and helping the planet. So they will be enjoying the joke. They unite their forces with those of humanity for the progression of the two evolutions, that is, the human evolution and the deva evolution. Progress of the deva evolution means producing a new combination in the behavior of the human kingdom. And progress in the human evolution is advanced humanity, progressing into the next step of perfection, so that we may be more experienced in spiritualism, and tomorrow we may not think that we are helping the devas or the planet itself. We will exactly estimate that we are being helped and that everyone is trying to help himself by becoming better in this creation and contributing his lot to the creation in that sense, so that there is less of nuisance in the creation because of his good behavior. That is what Pythagoras says. They have much to impart about color and sound. So these devas, they are artists of two types. some are musicians, and some are painters. So the first group work with sounds, the second group work with colors and lights. They have much to impart about color and sound. They want to give us more beautiful ideas about color and sound. How can they give us? By conducting seminars. If you want silence here, how can you impress? Is it by shouting silence? By being silent. So the Devas impress upon our mind about our reaction to color and sound. In those terms, they want to impart us better knowledge. That is what the master wants to transmit to our mind. See what type of language and phrases and sentences the master uses. Poor fellow, he is often deceived. He has not the wisdom enough to understand that we are not going to read his works with such great attention. If at all we read in patches here and there. That too while traveling in train and aeroplane, because we are often busy with more important things. One sentence is enough for one life to enter into the Deva kingdom, to work with them. I repeat this sentence. They have much to impart about color and sound and their effect upon their etheric bodies of men and animals. Physical ills will be nullified and attention will be centralized upon the infirmity means of the astral or emotional body. I will repeat the passage. Some of the Devas stand to Deva evolution as masters to the humans. With their heightened vibration and superior knowledge, they unite their forces with those of humanity for the progression of the two evolutions. They have much to impart about color and sound and their effect upon their etheric bodies of men and animals. Physical ills will be nullified and attention will be centralized upon the infirmities of the astral or emotional body. Because many of our diseases, physical or mental, they are the results of our emotional disturbances. So the real disease exists on the emotional plane and no much use in trying to cure them on the physical plane. So we have to make an attempt to cure on the emotional plane. This can be done by the help of color and sound. This they want to impress upon the minds of advanced humanity. That is new group of world servers. For example, a group like yours. They try to impress the truth upon your minds so that you may make new and more effective discoveries in healing with sound and color. That is what the master means. Also, yes, yes, I will repeat. I think I repeat without translation. Rama, I will do it. Excuse me, I thought of it, but these papers also will sleep along the sacred books of the master in their almirahs. Those who are really sincere, let them be pleased to take down when I say. In that way they can help the master. I will repeat. Some of the Devas stand to Deva evolution as masters to the humans. With their heightened vibration and superior knowledge, with their heightened, there is the pronunciation difficulty between nation and nation. Between their heightened vibration and superior knowledge, unite their forces with those of humanity for the progression of the two evolutions. They have much to impart about color and sound and their effect upon the etheric bodies of men and animals. One. Next sentence. Physical ills will be nullified and attention will be centralized upon the infirmities, these ailments, ills of the astral or emotional body. of the astral or emotional world. This is the passage. Another such passage. We will go to the next passage. The violet devas of the four ethers form four great groups with the seven subsidiary divisions. Seven subsidiary. So there are devas of air, fire, water, earth. Now the master is speaking about these four groups of devas. There are four subgroups who belong to the violet devas. That is the devas who give violet vibration. So they work with the ethers of the Akasha. Remember that violet, indigo and blue, they exist in Akasha and do not come out as different colors except in sub-color tones. So these violet devas of the four ethers form four great groups with seven subsidiary divisions. Like this, the devas exist in their office. Their seats will be arranged like this. Each fellow will be given a separate musical instrument, a violet color canvas background with all the other colors and painting brushes, working through the sun's rays, the sunrise, sunset, twilight, etc. So every fellow is asked to produce his music according to his own pleasure and paint his own picture according to his own joy. And these violet devas, they take cassettes of the music separately.
Auf und von jedem getrennt.
And then afterwards, do you know what they do? They play all the 5 cassettes simultaneously. But yet, it is only music that is produced, right?
Yes.
And not panic. This is what the master means here. So, on all the 7 planes, that is Mahaparanirvanic, Paranirvanic, Nirvanic, Buddhic, mental, etheric and physical.
Und physisch.
So each instrument has 7 strings. What is it? Mahaparanirvanic, Paranirvanic, Nirvanic, Buddhic, mental, etheric and physical.
Und physisch.
Not at all, not at all. This is the cosmic physical. Please
Das ist
remember.
die kosmisch-physische
This is subdivision
So,
So,
in this last plane, there are 7 subplanes. And to this 7th subplane, which we call the solar plane, there are 7 sub-subplanes which belong to the planetary plane of consciousness. The 7th sub-subplane have their 7 sub-sub-subplanes. And on the 7th plane, that is the physical of this sub-sub-subplane, we belong. So our Munich and our group are existing there. So here we are. Some days after some time we may be pleased to ascend there, so that we may be pleased to favor the Logos and help him in his work by making him popular. In big cities like London, Paris and München, we do it. So the master says, the violet devas of the 4 ethers form 4 great groups with the 7 subsidiary divisions. These 4 groups work with the 4 types of men now in evolution.
yes.
We are 4 molds of human beings. That is, every one of us belong to one of the 4 structures of thought. That is, the first structure is wisdom, knowledge and science. The second structure is protection. The third structure is utility, purpose and meaning. The fourth structure is execution and working out of the plan. So each of us Each of us belong to one of these four mental structures. According to this, we see the fourfold human society in the scriptures. It is called the four classes. The first class are called Brahmanas. The second class are called Kshatriyas. The third class are called Vaishyas. And the fourth class are called Shudras. In the Vedas, in the archaic stanzas, they are described as the mouth, the arms, the thighs, and the feet of the cosmic person. So the first group are described as the mouth, the spoken word. The second group as the arms, that is those who protect. For example, the rulers, the military and the police. The third are called Vaishyas, the traders, the commoners and the merchantmen. So the second are compared to the arms and the hands of the person. The third group are compared to the thighs of the cosmic person. The fourth group who represent execution and hard work, that is labor on the physical plane, which we call execution. They are compared with the feet of the cosmic person. This is what the master speaks of. These four groups work with the four types of men now in incarnation. Four races dominate at any given period, with one in excess of the other three. So, if you take the human evolution in any century, all the four rays are not equally applied. Only four rays among the 7 ray activities take prominence, and among these four structures, one is most predominant. That is how the human society of any century goes. So he says, four rays dominate at any given period, with one in excess of the other three. Only four rays are in physical incarnation. We read of the 7 rays. We very much discuss about our soul ray, our personality ray, mental ray, physical ray, etc. We are discussing in the spiritual seminars to which ray I belong, etc. But the fact is, all the 7 rays are not descending into flesh and blood at the same time. Only 4 rays descend in physical incarnation. The effect of the violet light lessens the human ills. Ills means illness, and cures those physical plane sicknesses which have their origin in the etheric body. So when the disease exists in the etheric body, that means the astral and the emotional also, then the violet ray effect heals them. So try to make a contact with these devas through your skill in meditation and establish the effect of the violet ray vibration upon those who are around you. That is what the master means here. So we utter thrice Om according to these instructions, and then utter Gayatri thrice.